Hello and welcome to the newspaper review here on TAF TV. Of course, this is where we analyze and dissect trending and catchy headlines every day. My name is Obed Jerry, your host for today, and we are the street of Port Harcourt as usual. So we get to discuss the headlines with people on the streets, get to hear what they have to say as regards the headlines making rounds on the papers. Do well to subscribe, do well to turn on the notification button, follow us across all our social media platforms. And if you have anything that you have to add to what is being said here, please do well to slide to our comment section and drop your comments. Now let's get to see what the headlines on the newspapers look like. We could see at the Punch newspaper, it reads, Tinubu returns, orders emergency meeting on food crisis. Details of the story is found on page 12. Naira weakens as official market. Bank sells $584 million. Details is found on page 19. IOCs withhold fresh investment over $1.3 billion debt. Details is found on page 20. We could see how the main story here reads, Nigerians spend $98 billion on foreign trips, education in 10 years, says CBN. Sub-stories under that reads, CBN says it can't stabilize exchange rate alone, puts annual food imports at $15 billion. Yes, they are saying Nigerians have spent $98 billion on foreign trips and education in the past 10 years. Assuming the economy is good, assuming the academic sector is good, infrastructure in the country, most persons will not travel out. They will stay in the country. While still on the newspapers, we could see Tantita operatives arrest oil thieves vessel in Bayelsa. Details is found on page 14. We could see pictures of those persons that are alleged to be oil thieves and the oil vessel they've been using on operation. Kudos to the government for making this arrest. We could see it says Fubara Rivers APC clash over 144 billion naira allocation spending. Details is found on page 14. Alleged killers of Ebonyi Catholic Church worshippers nabbed. Details is found on page 4 and 5. Delta protesters block East-West Road over fisherman's killing. Details is found on page 4, and that's all be taken on the Punch newspaper. Now on the Nation's newspaper, we could see as headline reads, I have capacity to defeat you next year. Uba tells Soludo. Sub-story under that reads, I am professor of street politics. Details is found on page 27. Fubara to detractors, damaging political activities will chase away investors. Details is found on page 4. Rivers courts extend orders barring Ehia's arrest. Details is found on page 27. We could see here it says Oberevary gets confident votes. Details is found on page 27. Rivers APC, government differ on state spending. Details is found on page 4. Government move to stem rising food prices. Sub-story under that reads, Tinubu special panel swing into action. Details is found on page 2, also on the Nation's newspaper. We could see as headline here reads, Federal government, our economic policies yielding fruits. Sub-stories under that reads, Edu, we are improving living standards. Bagudu explains revenue targets. How we are bringing down inflation by Cardoso. More palliative for vulnerable Nigerians. While the government is implementing these palliative measures, they should also implement a good and proper way of carrying it out so that it gets to the poorest of the poorest, like they called it. All right, still on the newspapers, we could see here it says APC, PDP throw big rats over Mina Kano protests. Details is found on page 4. And that's all be taken on the Nation's newspaper. And lastly, for the newspapers for today, let's look into the Daily Sun. We could see as headline reads, cost of living, fresh palliative coming, says federal government. Sub-stories under that reads, ministers, CBN, FIRS pledge to address hardship. Details is found on page 6. FX crisis, CBN blames foreign students, medical tourism. Details is found on page 25. Food crisis protest, Tinubu, APC politicizing hardship, says PDP. Sub-story under that reads, it's time to hit the streets, Oshun CSOs. Details is found on page 26. Kogi tackles EFCC over probe of ex-governor Yahaya Bello. Details is found on page 28. TUC, FOB, TOB protests closure of alcoholic sachet drink factories by NAFDAC. Details is found on page 28. Tinubu lacks understanding of own economic reforms, says Atiku. Details is found on page 6. What suggestion has he been given? What plans has he shown to the government to show that he is capable of helping the economy, rather than just giving criticism here and there? All right, still on the newspapers, we could see as headline reads, fuel queues return in Lagos. Sub-stories under that reads, NNPCL blames distribution hitch. Marketers say there's shortage in supply. Details is found on page 21. Mba reverses sack of Enugu Water Corporation staff. This is found on page 28. That's a very good one from Mba. At least let these people do not lose their source of income. All right, that's all we're taking on the Daily Sun newspaper. Now let's get to hear the reactions of people on the street. Let's get to hear what they have to say as regards these headlines. All right, good morning, sir.
Morning.
I like your thoughts on the Daily Sun newspaper that says federal government APC linked protests in Niger, Kano to opposition.
It's not true now. It's not. The issue is that if the handwriting was on the wall before the election, the declaration of Bola Tinubu made as the president of the country, we know that this is what one expects. So it's not the federal government; it's just the party itself. They know.
Okay,
it's a gang up against the entire Nigerian populace.
Okay, so who exactly is ganging up against who?
You should know that it's INEC and the judiciary. There's no two ways about it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay, good morning.
Morning.
I like your thoughts on the Punch newspaper that says Nigerians spend $98 billion on foreign trips, education in 10 years.
I don't really understand why this should be the problem of Nigeria at this point in time. Because we have more pressing needs.
Exactly.
Like food is on the spike, insecurity, everything is just as bad as you can see. So Nigerians traveling over the last 10 years, the amount spent, it doesn't concern anybody and it shouldn't be a major worry at this point in time. So we should face pressing needs and not this one. What do you expect when you don't give good schools? The infrastructures are not there. There's no light, no security. Then, okay, for example, you see a young guy like me that gets the opportunity to go outside Nigeria and you say, no, I should stay here and do what? There's no opportunity here. The country is not on the good side. The flow is not right. Tinubu should do something. Maybe the governor, anybody should just do something. That's all I have to say.
But we know that one of the challenges is that the government cannot tackle all these problems at once. It cannot be tackling insecurity while still tackling food price, while still tackling subsidy of petrol.
Yeah, but if they were doing one and we were seeing the improvement, it would have been better. They get no one where would they see self. Okay, if you are facing insecurity and yes, we are seeing that yes, the insecurity aspect is at least getting better. At least we go say, okay, after this one will be this one, but senior man, they know they do anyone. Their mind not even there anyone self. So it's really worrisome. We are just praying to God to help us.
Now, one last question. Now, we know that this traveling, that everybody is traveling out, is for the betterment of our lives. And then it is their own money that they are using, their hard-earned money, not like the government is sponsoring them to travel abroad. But from another angle now, we know that if everybody travels out, nobody would be in the country to make the country better. Remember those other countries that Nigerians are traveling to? It is people that, there are people that even made it better.
Yeah, but you must have a platform. As in, there must be a structure, like a foundation to build on. You don't expect people to gather their hard-earned money and start throwing it in the air. They are going there to school because they are sure they will get the best education there. They are going there for medical trips because the best medical facilities are there. They are going there for tours because the best viewing sites are also there. So no one will get here. Nothing be the thing. The country here, very soon, the governors and the president, they govern themselves, they rule themselves. Everybody go run. Even if it's Uganda, I'll go and rest. Or Malawi.
Now there's not, it's more like there's no improvement. But are you thinking of the thoughts that it is corruption, or it's just that they know what to do and they don't want to do it, or the country is too big for one person to handle?
Corruption is still you knowing what to do and not doing it, and nobody is tackling you because
is questioning you.
Yeah, because your caucus know that that's the way. We are praying for a change, but senior man, that change has not come. And I don't even think it will come in this my generation. So I'm just looking for a way to better my family and myself. That's all.
Thank you very much. Okay, good morning.
Yes, my name is King Obed MNK, or you can call me King Obed Comedy. Okay. I'm a content creator.
Okay.
Yes.
Welcome. I would like your thoughts on the Daily Sun that says food crisis protests, Tinubu APC politicizing hardship.
Yes, it's real because as you can see in Port Harcourt here, people are dying for hunger. There is nothing, even food. Look at the bread. This bread you are seeing here is 2,000 naira for a loaf of bread,
Which is be around 500.
500 before. But it's very bad. This government is the worst government. Understand? You can, me, I want this government, the APC government, to create job opportunity, bring food stuff down. People are angry. People are angry. They should bring the cost of this thing living down. House rent in Port Harcourt here, Abuja, everyone is not. No, they should bring everything down so that people will rejoice. Understand? I don't like the way this government are doing things. Everything here. If you get 1 cup of rice now, so you can see 1 cup of rice now is 300 naira. A robo of rice is 5,000 naira, which is very bad. That means if you are not working in this country, not your own is gone. You cannot feed. Feeding is a problem in this country. So I want the government to work on the food, to work on this agriculture. Understand? They should work on this. People are angry. People are angry. Understand? So that is all about my contribution. They should work on. People are dying for hunger. Understand? So if you can, rice is costly, beans, even common udara, street udara is 100 naira, which is very bad. They should work on those things. People are angry. Understand? They should leave, even if they are not interested to create job opportunity. They should bring food. Feeding.
Hungry man is an
yes. They should bring food to avoid kidnapping, because a hungry man is you understand? It's a devil workshop. So they should bring the food, this thing, so that the poor masses can afford it. That is all about my contribution.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes, yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I would like your thoughts on the Daily Sun that says cost of living, fresh palliative coming from federal government.
Nothing like palliative for we masses. We no get anybody for Abuja. We no get brothers.